What is going on? Zach D Productions here. Welcome, everyone. So let me see if I'm officially live. Okay. Yep, looks like I am. Hey, what's going on, J Dog? Yeah, let me know if you can hear me okay, because I'm actually using my laptop this time. Oh, Junebug sent. Okay. Um, Junebug, if you're watching, all right, I'll get the link to you. Hope that Jess character has left you alone. Yeah. Um. Yeah. What's going on, dude? Yeah, I haven't really heard from her since that last stream. You can hear me perfectly fine, J Dog. Okay, cool. Hmm. That might take me a minute to get this StreamYard link um to Junebug. Hey, what's going on, Max Palmer? Junebug, hello. Hey, Carmelo, how's it going? What are your thoughts on Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2? I actually haven't seen it, or I don't even know if it's out yet. Um, yeah, I haven't even seen the first one, so yeah, I don't know if I'll check those out or not. You're very excited? Cool, Carmelo. Oh, it comes out next week. Okay. Yeah, just then I'm gonna send it to Brian. Yeah, you know what? I want to say that I've sent you stuff before through email. So you might already be like in the contacts or whatever it is. You're moving soon and you can't wait to get out of your apartment. Cool, Max. I would join, but I got work for 3.5 more hours. Oh, yeah, that's fine. You're good. How did me and Junebug meet? I think we met through Fabio, actually. Yeah, I think we met through Fabio, if I'm not mistaken. He should be in here. Maybe he's not. Hmm. All right, I'll have to compose then. All right, Junebug, I'll try to get this link to you. Shut up, computer. All right, the link is sent to you. Hello there, Andrew Babe. Junebug found me because of my video about Godzilla 2014 and when it was first announced in 2010. Oh, interesting. That's cool. You got into Cannibal Corpse? Um, good for you. I'm not into them personally. Okay. So I was just sending the link to Brian now. But yeah, we actually considered making this a stream on someone. I mean, we'll probably bring him up in the stream, but because I have receipts of things. Yeah, I did send it to your email, Junebug. Let me double check and make sure. Yeah, it looks about right. I sent it to Brian too, so oh, here we go. We have Junebug Films, everyone.
Dane email went to spam.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, you went to, for whatever reason, you went to spam.
Yep.
So,
Hey, what's going on, Sonia?
hello.
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know.
So you wanted to rant about something? If you texted me?
Well, yeah, about a certain someone that this is long overdue. It's about the individual who's obsessed with my films and stuff, but like not in a good way, like not because he's actually a fan of my stuff. Which I was thinking you, me, Brian could react to the screenshots, the receipts I have of everything that I have.
Yeah, so just an obsessive fan, right? Yeah, Saw Eric is in the chat.
Uh, I don't know if I would call him a fan.
Obsessive fan, though.
Yeah, but it's more like hate following, I think.
Ah. You know, I don't get that whole
And
concept.
look,
Like, if you,
I think I've made it more. Sorry, go on.
yeah, I was gonna say, I never got that whole concept. If I don't like somebody on YouTube, I don't follow them. You know, like, and there's been a lot of people who I've had,
Right.
falling outs with, and I don't mention names, but if I have falling outs with them, then I just sit there and say, okay, well, goodbye. You know, it sounds harsh to say this, but sometimes you got to be a
Yeah.
little harsh.
That was weird.
Well, I don't really know if we want to. I don't know if I really want to deal with her tonight. So just if the trolls just leave us alone and
Yeah,
just
Jess, the stream's not about you, so you can go
well,
away.
and moderators, why don't we just block her? Honestly.
But hey, if you, yeah,
Anyway, as I was saying, I've had falling outs with on YouTube, and this is going to sound harsh, but in the words of Kevin O'Leary on Shark Tank, sometimes you got to take it in the barn and shoot it. And that's what I
yeah,
do with people who I have a falling out with. A falling out that within reason is not going to be worked out. I take it in the barn and I shoot it. So because I'm not going to give those people my time of day, that I'm not going to sit there and say whatever. If I try to reason with you that, oh well, it's not going to get you. It's going to get you nowhere. So
right. Hey, what's going on, Mr. D man? Welcome to the stream, man. Yeah, like this individual, like I don't know how he hasn't gotten a hint that I want nothing to do with him.
yeah,
I don't care if he quote unquote wants to make amends or whatever. He needs to respect the fact that I don't want anything to do with him.
yeah. Well,
Like, yeah, we can move on, but that doesn't mean we have to talk ever again.
yeah. I mean, it's
Like,
not.
you could just go your own separate way.
It's kind of part of. You for people misunderstood the thing forgiving. Forgiving doesn't mean oh, I forgive you, kumbaya. Let's have crumpets and all that stuff, right? Forgiving means like, hey, I accept that you forgive me, but I want to move on. So,
Right.
okay, can some?
No, actually, Brian will be here in like 20 minutes. I want to see his reaction to her. Because I remember he hasn't met her yet.
Oh yeah.
Because he wasn't in the last stream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is true, J Dog. Respect is earned, not given. Right.
Yeah. Yep. Jess Solis is back. Oh wait, Soltis. I'm sorry. I get those words confused.
Yeah.
An easy mistake, right, Zach?
Yep. True that.
uh, she's just jealous because she can't. She's just jealous, J Dog, because her boyfriend broke up with her because she's a whale.
Ooh. Yeah, Fabio should see this. It's funny you mentioned that. D-Man, because I've sent him the link numerous times and he hasn't joined, like the last few streams.
Yeah, Mr. D-Man though writes some good comic. Has drawn some good comic books. Like it is colored
Oh, he does.
pencils. Yeah, no, I was watching some of his stuff. He has some pretty cool ideas. We need to get that stuff. We need to get that stuff, published or something, right?
Yeah.
Because
Hey, I should check out his stuff then. Is it on your channel, D-Man?
yeah, it is.
Oh, it's on his channel. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
he did it.
you know what? It would be cool if he like wrote comics of like my films,
Yeah.
like of like Italian Sniper or X-Ray.
hmm
Wow.
Yep. Shrek is back.
I never really cared for Fortnite, to be honest.
I never played it. Um, no problem. No problem, Shrek.
Okay, Karen. Zach Zach is Scorpion in the Mortal Kombat series a good guy or a bad guy? I think for the most part he's a good guy. It's Sub-Zero who's more of a villain, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, drop you a comment. I'll see. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Sadly, because he doesn't quite have 100 subscribers. Sadly, you can't really YouTube doesn't promote him that well, so you can't really if you search him. So you might have to make him a moderator, and he might have to link 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 his channel so you can follow him. So
Oh, D-Man, you mean? Oh, I can
yeah,
find him in the comments of Fabio's videos, and he's commented on my stuff too. So I could just click
yeah.
on his channel then.
Make some, yeah, no, dude, we need to get your stuff published because some of the stuff was really good. And one of the things about D-Man that's really cool is he does woke in the right way because there's a right way to do woke and a wrong way to do woke.
Right.
So he makes diverse
Interesting.
characters, but they were done in the right way. And I think, dude, like we have to get these published, And like if you want to do it,
So
if he
is
wants,
he? So is
I
he
don't know
like
if he
good at drawing or something?
he is, but he has a unique style that I haven't seen much in comic books. He actually hand draws it, but then he colors it in colored pencil. It gives it kind of it gives it an very, no offense, dude, amateur look, but it kind of like no other comic book company, as far as I know, did that. Like colored pencil stuff. So it kind of gives it like a nice little look.
That
You know.
sounds cool. Hey, what's up, Dylan Newman? You got backstories too. That's neat.
Yeah, no, dude, you should publish some of your stuff. Maybe self-publish on Amazon. I even got a name for you that you could publish it under. You can feel free to steal this as long as like maybe can publish stuff under Italian Sniper, maybe some of Eric's stuff too. Zach, you'll tell me if you let's see how well you know your comic book stuff. I thought of a good comic book company name, Timely National. Guess where I got that name?
Where'd you get it?
Well, Timely was the original name for Marvel, and then DC, they were originally National Comics, so Timely National.
I see what you did there.
Uh-huh.
Hey, what's going on, Cole?
Hello.
Speaking of Mortal Kombat, my favorite Mortal Kombat games is Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance on PS2. That's cool, man.
You make me.
Jess,
You make me puke.
get a life.
Yeah. You make me puke with how much you're a disgusting human being. Both of you.
You both are. What the heck? What did I ever do to you?
Well, why don't you look in a mirror? Or if you do look in a mirror, though, the mirror would probably crack when it sees you.
Hey, Jess, I got something to tell you. You do know that you're part of the reason why the passport bros movement is a thing.
Mm-hmm. See, Brian's in the chat.
Hey, what's up, Brian Delivers? A great graphic novel I recommend is picking up is Godzilla: Unnatural Disasters. I think I've heard of that. That's pretty cool. Oh boy. I have a life because I'm living, you idiot. I'm breathing, and that means I'm alive. Oh, how original.
Hold on, Zach. I have something
Worst
for
movie
her.
you saw in theaters?
Hold on, Zach.
What's that?
For Jess. Yeah, you're alive. Golf clap. And I see there's phony Brian in here, as well as real Brian.
Yeah, because doesn't the real? Okay, I see. Because one Brian has the mod
The one.
thing.
Yep. She's just no. We.
All right. Well, we're not going to be having that. Hey, what's going on, Jackal Gold Kick?
Hello, D-Man.
Henderson,
She
how's it
does.
going?
She does this all the time with people. She's been doing it before with people. She can't accept the fact that her boyfriend broke up with her, so she blames everybody who didn't even know him. So.
Do you usually make people mod? I don't, but I can make you a mod, J-Dog. I'm trying to think how I can do that though. Through here. Maybe I could try to do it through my phone actually. Oh, okay, Brian. I just got your message. You said you're uploading videos right now. Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, no, she's totally, D-Man. She is crazy. Yeah, no, that Godzilla 94 thing by I do like Godzilla versus Ghost Godzilla. That's definitely I do like that script. That would have been interesting if they would have done that. Because that was around the time where Godzilla was fighting different versions of himself, Space Godzilla and Ghost Godzilla would have been cool even if they do that now.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked Godzilla versus Space Godzilla.
Mm-hmm. Like even if they did that in one of the animes, because I actually liked the Godzilla animes that were on Netflix. I know a lot of Godzilla fans did not like them, but I actually thought they were really cool.
Right. Yeah, they weren't. I mean, I haven't seen them, but they look pretty cool. I think the design of Godzilla looks cool too.
Hey.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna join until a little bit, but I just decided what the hell. So apparently that certain person is a troll.
Yep, and we got another troll.
Yep.
Well,
yeah, Jess is kind of trolling too again. Yeah, D-Man and J-Dog, I'll make you guys mods, but unfortunately, I'm not the most tech savvy, so I don't know how to do that from here on StreamYard.
You can't do it through Streamer. You're
You'd
gonna
have to do it after the live chat replay. What you do
Go.
is you go to comment and their name, and then you press on it, and then you put add as moderator.
Or you could do it.
standard
Oh, like on their
moderator,
regular
whichever.
comments, you mean?
Or you could do it through their
Yeah, in the live chat.
or you could do it through your phone.
Yeah, I'm on my phone now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
No, you have to go to YouTube itself.
Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind. I got it.
Go to YouTube itself and then click on their channel and then you say add mod. Not StreamYard.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So both J-Dog and D-Man are both officially mods.
So
But yeah, I was watching the.
But yeah, like I said,
Thanksgiving
I was
movie
originally
today.
going to make this about someone.
Oh,
there
yeah,
was
there
a
was.
fake Brian in here.
A troll that says Larry is a baby fan, and the hashtag.
Well, guess who else was here for
I
a
looked
little
into the channel. It has no content, so you know what that means. YouTube's gonna take it down in the next month or so.
oh yeah, well we'll
Jess,
continue
no
to
one's
talk
talking about you. You came here first.
well
Who the
it's
fuck is
okay.
this Jess Soltis?
A whale because she's so fat. I mean,
Honestly, the profile
Yeah,
looks ugly.
that's the troll that I was telling you about, Brian, that was harassing Junebug's friend.
Who, this Jess person?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, get a fucking life and stop wasting fucking shit on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, and can she pick? It's really funny because, especially where she's going afterwards, because she needs to actually start talking to us because we're actually pressing charges. So it kind of fitting with her profile because it definitely looks like a mugshot.
Yeah.
Probably.
All I have to say is for her, guess what? When you drop the soap, nobody's going to go after you in prison.
Shank. I'm just kidding.
Well, I don't think it'd be. No, I don't. No, Brian. She's so fat that the shank she would just sit there. People touch her with the shank, and she could go, ha, 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 that tickles.
Oh god. Bad.
No. What I was thinking was it would feel like a pinch.
I think it would just. I think it'd just be like like the one guy who sits there, tells SpongeBob, "I'm going to beat you up," and then he just starts punching, and then she just that tickles.
So, was this the person we were talking about, or was it somebody else we were going to talk about?
We were going to talk about Mono.
Oh, that one.
So, well, I had Mono once for
Yeah,
an
he
entire
sounds
year,
like a libtard piece of crap.
and you're saying that as a former,
dude, to the maximum.
and Brian is saying that as a former lib, right?
I am a lib, but I'm mostly independent now.
Yeah. Well,
I don't really care anymore.
you seem like one of the things about you that I think I've noticed. You seem like an understanding lib. Does that make sense? And because some of even you said that you're
other people's political views.
Yeah, but you've also you though, like one thing that I've noticed is you've criticized your own party, which you should. So, and like
Yeah, they're just
I
fucking
was telling
extremists.
Brian.
I have a fucking neighbor that's too crazy of an extreme libtard, and I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up about your opinions on that. Like, no one wants
Yeah.
to hear that shit. You complaining about fucking Fox News at a freaking Burger King when they're playing it on their TV? Like, who the fuck cares? Just eat your meal and just shut the fuck up about it.
Yeah, well, like, and
Yeah,
plus,
that's ridiculous.
yeah, well, and plus, personally, and it's not even a political thing. I'd rather listen to Fox because, to me, Fox is they're actually honest about things. Yeah, they might lean more right, but they actually report the news. That's why I like Fox. You know.
I
Me
just
But
don't
too,
choose to
though.
follow
I'm not
either.
a Fox fan, but hey, that's me.
yeah, well, that's cool though. But no, I actually would give Jess a challenge. And D-Man, what do you think? I think she should go to Fabio's stream, right?
Oh yeah, dude, she wouldn't last in Fabio's stream. So, but yeah, I
I
was
think
Most
telling Brian
likely
about
not.
this earlier. Like Brian, he's more like he's not extreme with it, like Mono is.
I thought I had mono once for an entire
I
year. Turns out I
used
was.
to be for a time. Remember, Zach, I used to be for a time.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
But I
then
kind of changed and started being like, you know what? This ain't really that important anymore.
well, I used to be one of those
really.
ultra. I used to be one of those ultra conservatives, all that stuff. But I'm like, you know what? I mean, I still have my. Honestly, I'm more of a libertarian now with a lowercase L, and I've always had that stuff about me, the libertarian side. But
Yeah.
libertarian with more of a lowercase L, if that makes any sense. Because
Yeah,
libertarians, it's like, oh, do
Yeah,
what.
I'm most likely gonna vote for him, Max, because I was hearing some interesting things about what he was saying.
RFK Jr.
You know what?
Yeah, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
You know what? I'm considering it too. The only thing that
Yeah, he's for the Independent Party, but hey, he's probably the only one that makes more sense. And honestly,
my only
I
thing
hate
is,
saying it on here, but fuck Trump and Biden
I mean,
clashing together and going to war with each other.
I'm kind of for Kennedy Jr. too. My only thing is, though, it's kind of bad luck for Kennedy to run for office. But I mean, but hey, you know what?
I don't know. Yeah,
But
might as well
Hey,
give
what's
it a
going
shot.
on, Anthony?
Hello. Oh, on her
Favorite
match.
James Bond movie?
Yeah,
Probably
I was saying
Goldeneye.
that earlier to my sister, and I was like, "Yeah, that guy sounds like he makes total sense."
On Her
Both
Majesty's
the
Secret Service.
Republicans, and I'm sorry for getting political here, Zach. I know
No, it's fine.
it's not really
I
something
I
I
don't
like
really care.
talking about, but I will say that the Republicans and the Democrats are just clashing together, and it's like, this sounds like freaking YouTube drama, but worse. Trying to ruin our country this
It
way.
pretty much is. I mean, I think
It
both
is.
sides are pretty biased.
Well, and the two-party system. Honestly, RFK Jr. is the guy we need. And because here's my thing about it. Why we need him is because the two-party system is broken right now. We need somebody that can sit there
It
and
really is. It's like when I'm gonna say this, just please don't get offended. When I was a Democrat, I believed in the whole Biden thing, but then when I realized what he was doing and things, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? Pulling the troops out of the Middle East? Like, what the hell was that about?
yeah. Well, and I always
Dude,
I always
and then the freaking Middle Eastern army came in and started terrorizing again.
hmm. And
Yeah, and
I
it's
already
like,
know this ain't Brian.
no, that's not you. So get the fuck out of here.
so So yeah, no, I mean I agree because here's my thing, and I, I agreed with Donald Trump's policies. That's it. But the biggest problem with Donald Trump was Donald Trump. He had that brash New York attitude, you know, like not acting very presidential or even professional too. Because yeah, he has the right to do all the tweeting and everything, but be more respectful with your tweets. I'm pretty sure if Fabio Zach ran for president, do you really think he's going to be calling people crackheads?
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Probably not. He's probably going to be
You
at least
never
be.
know, but hey, it is what
But
it is, I guess. But still,
I mean,
it's like, okay, you can continue with what you were saying.
but yeah, he's RFK Jr. I am honestly hoping that By the way, I think he's going to be picking the vice president soon, is what he said. The only candidate to do so right now, he said on the 26th of this month. And one thing about him is he's always made his promises. So that's obviously a very good track record right now. And if he can continue to keep his promises, then honestly, I'm voting for him. And it doesn't help the fact that, hey, guess what? We'll have another hot first lady in the office, right? I mean, because Melania was definitely our hottest first lady in a long time. And Cheryl Hines, look up his wife, RFK Jr.'s wife. Yeah, we're gonna have another hot first lady. So there you go. Yeah. I just hope we don't get it.
I just think with everything that's going up with inflation and everything, even unfortunately under Biden's rule, it's like, dude, you said you were gonna change things. Why is inflation rising every fucking day? Like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm. You want to know the girl that I'm pursuing? Okay, her restaurant. It's a family-owned restaurant. Inflation is up right now. They can't even get their. This has gone on since Biden has become president. They have to sit there literally wait until all their pops are almost out to the point where they're only down to maybe root beer and Sprite or wait, it's Sierra Mist because it's Pepsi. I guess Starry now, but I'm sorry, it's Sierra Mist, not Starry. So we're only down to root beer and Sierra Mist, and then they have to go out in order because it's cheap because it's cheaper for them to just go. Rather than we're out of Dr Pepper, so let's go. Let's just fill it up now. They have to literally wait until they're almost out of all pop, and until they buy individually because of inflation. And I'm like, this has to end because this is just getting absurd. We're getting to the point where a burger and fries at Burger King and a pop is costing $15 in some states. I wouldn't be surprised if it's in some states where it's up to $20 for a burger and fries and a pop.
Well, Andrew, about the Family Dollar thing, yeah, I do work for them, but I don't know. I haven't got any notice yet about that, but my manager will probably let me know if that does happen. It's probably for different states, but who knows?
I don't think they said it's every store. It might not be every. I mean, it might not even be your store because I don't think they
Not
ever said
my
it's
store.
every.
I think it's just basically this is
just most
another
of them.
thing I have to critique about too. Even with inflation and all that and all this fucking bullshit, basically corporate greed's another one that is guilty of it too without paying their employees right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's my thing. You brought up a good point with corporate greed. A good example is Bob Iger right now making got the $27 million bonus this year, where he's earning like at least $30 million a year. And then when Walt Disney and a lot of the previous CEOs of Disney, what they would do is divide up that money for their bonuses that they got during the year. They would divide it up between their employees, and I'm talking to people who worked at the parks, even the ones in Paris and Tokyo. And so, like, yeah, maybe your bonus was, $50 or maybe $100, depending on how well Disney did that year. But you have to keep in mind how many employees Disney has throughout the entire world. So then, therefore, I'm like, okay, well, guess what? Hey, an extra $50 in your bank account, awesome, right?
Oh yeah.
So, but Bob Iger, oh, it's my money. And then one of the first things he did when he was chairman of the company, he decreased the people's pay to the point now where people at the Walt Disney Company around the world, they can't even afford to eat. They are eating out of trash cans.
Wow.
So the happiest place on earth, right?
You think it's land of the free, but it's just what's so free about it when your freedom gets taken away by losing your house if you can't pay the frickin' rent or mortgage or whatever.
Yeah, well, we honestly, I think the way to maybe at least we actually need the president to sit there with the whole debt with China.
Who's
Literally,
Carmelo?
Isn't that Biden? Biden's
Carmelo Gaudy. He said
Oh
O'Brien.
he's a follower of mine.
Well, we need a president for the whole debt with China thing. Honestly, the way to probably solve it, because we're never going to pay that back. We need to have a president boldly sit there and say to China, the debt is paid. And because the only way that at this point is to sit there, declare it paid. And if China wants to come at us, come. Because
it did die a long time ago, Max. It's becoming unoriginal with the Disney thing.
Well, you heard how much money they've lost, right?
I have not.
The reports came back, and these are official. Now, like I said, like I keep telling people, you can fact check me, but keep in mind stocks go up and down, up and down, up and down all the time.
Yeah.
Disney has lost $150 billion this year, and we're talking this year, and this year ain't even over yet. Reports have also come back on how successful Star Wars was for them. Now, now keep this in mind. Okay, so they bought Lucasfilm for $4 billion, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Reports came back $8 billion. So yeah, in essence, that's a hit. They did double or triple their box office, but in reality, Star Wars.
Yeah.
If you look at it from box office point of view, they broke even with Star Wars. So Star Wars was actually a flop for them.
Yeah, because of how they wrote it and basically how the pacing was for the movies.
Mm-hmm. And when the only good thing you did is
they ripped it a new asshole.
Yeah, you're welcome, J-Dog.
Yeah. Yeah,
now this person's trolling you, Zach.
Thing, like, I think some people. Wait, who's trolling?
Look in the chat. It's just stupid.
Yeah, I don't see a troll.
Well,
I think Zach D Productions. It
think that,
says your name in
Yeah,
there.
I'm not seeing anyone.
well, I think did you
No,
leave?
that's me. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
you
me.
sent that?
I left that comment.
Oh, okay. I wasn't
Yeah,
sure if
because
that was a troll or not.
Mr.
Sorry about
D, man.
that.
Yeah.
But
but
I kind of figured that's
yeah.
what you were talking about, but I just wanted to make sure. But like I was saying before, like with the whole political thing, like I feel like some people it's more of like getting up in arms about it. I think that's like more of a phase than anything for some people.
I
It's
think it was,
just some
Like
people
you go
are
through it
gonna
for
believe
a
what they
time
want
and
to
then you
believe,
just lose
but
interest.
well,
yeah.
I've even had to listen. I mean, I have family members who are ultra conservative, and I am to an extent too. But they got so extreme with it that I'm just like, dude, you're not even fun. They're not even fun to hang out with anymore. Like it really pained me to say that to them because it's like these were people that I grew up with. Like I was like these were the closest
Right.
cousins that I had, and then like when they were saying stuff like, oh, yeah, oh, I'm gonna. Oh, if I see somebody, who is doesn't believe with me, they would sit there and say stuff like, "I'm gonna bite their face off." I'm like, "What the heck, dude? That's pretty extreme." I know he's joking, but like, dude, that's just like so far extreme that. But the thing about him, like, if I said that, I would be joking more. But then he was acting all Mr. Macho tough guy. When in reality,
Yeah,
guess
some of
what?
them kind of go crazy with that notion.
Oh yeah. Well, listen, this guy though, he sit there and said, "Well, if somebody comes to my house, and I've said it too." But he was acting serious, and like, yeah, I've
I'll be
said it
right
before.
back.
I am serious when I say stuff like this, but like, nobody's gonna take this guy seriously. So, Zach, if you saw a guy with a 22 outside, keep in mind this guy's like 400 pounds. Okay, so he wears sweatpants all the time, and he wears Crocs. If you're a robber and you saw him with a shotgun, I'm sorry, I'm going to be laughing at him. I'm not going to be intimidated by him, right?
Right.
So you're going to be intimidated by
But
a
no,
guy who's 400 pounds wearing sweatpants and Crocs, and he has a shotgun. Like I'm going to be laughing at him, I mean, I told him that. I said, dude, I'm going to be laughing at you if you come at me with a 22 because it's just, what the heck, dude? And so I used to be like
I'll
that.
be right back, guys.
Okay.
Gotta deal with something real quick.
all right, Brian.
All right. So yeah, I used to be like that
Yeah,
ultra white.
Mr. D man just said he sent Fabio.
Cool. Do you think he'll actually join? Um
Well, see, I didn't send Mr. D man the link to StreamYard, but if he's in the chat, I can just send it to him. Like, I'll just ask him if he wants the link.
okay. But yeah,
But yeah,
so I
like for
used
me, like it's amazing. It's just amazing to me because like that mono dude I was telling you about, like he has this weird idea about me how like I'm apparently like so far on the right and everything, and it's like if that were the case, then why is it that I've had problems with people that are a little too far on the right for me? Like there's people that have unfriended me on Facebook because they're too extreme.
Ooh, I don't know. See, it all goes back to the culture and everything. I think where we went wrong, honestly, is when we started to teach people that it all goes back to leadership in the leadership. And
Right.
when we start teaching people that, oh, because your opinion here, like when we started to sit there and have that, when Fabio and I sit there, have talked about it before on streams, say, I'm not saying this because of racism or anything else, but look at some of the early stuff Obama said before he was president. Okay, that guy really wanted to divide the country, and he succeeded.
Yeah.
And so, how do you and then when you have people who are higher up funding these people, I mean, the guy George Soros literally said this. They said, "What do you want to be in life?" The guy sits there, says, "I fancy myself being a god." Like,
Wow.
okay. And you look at George Soros, that is Emperor Palpatine. And I'm not even kidding. Look at that guy, and that is Palpatine. I am pretty sure George Lucas, at least in the prequels, based him off of George Soros. I am convinced of that. So this guy had billions of dollars, and keep in mind he was a Hitler Youth. When he was 13 years old, literally his first job was at Auschwitz. And that's who we're inviting into our country. And then we have it where people, I mean, Fabio, Deck, do you remember when Fabio did a video about it?
About what?
Somebody requested it, the Frankfurt schools.
Not sure if I remember that.
Okay, so the Frankfurt schools, for those who don't know, was a series of people who weren't Nazis, but not like high-ranking Nazis. Ones that we did give the path, which honestly we should have just hanged them all. But we gave them the pass. We made deals with them, but they did not like America's philosophy on life. So then how they decided to infiltrate it is they decided to go into the universities and then use the universities to manipulate their way of thinking. And so they started the Frankfurt schools and infiltrate everything. And that's where then eventually, after the nuclear family, you got the hippies. But then, the hippies kind of grew up and still continued to teach their kids proper values and everything else. But then they slowly, it's basically the whole evolution thing. Now, I'm not using evolution in content; it's not a natural science thing. But where you,
Right.
as soon as you decrease, you decrease one thing, and then everything goes down, down, down. So we're experiencing that right now. What we need to do now is literally have somebody sit there and teach. It's one of these things that I'm even trying to do a little bit with Junebug Films, because like I said, I'm trying to make fairy stories. My first animated feature that I'm doing, which I'm waiting on some of the drawings. The script is written. As a matter of fact, I just finished the script for the second one too, which is Cinderella. But what we're doing with that is at least, I'm at least doing something where I am front and center, so the kids can see me, and I'm with the cat puppet that I made. But what I'm doing is kind of combining the cartoons that I grew up with as a kid. So for me, it was PBS a lot of the time. So like Mr. Rogers and Reading Rainbow, and obviously Sesame Street when it was good. But then Disney. So I want to do that, and then I'm trying to tell kids also what the lesson is of some of these fairy tales, because those fairy tales had moral lessons with them. So if we can,
Right.
and the market has proven too that if people say what we want about Eric July and some of his comic books and everything, I've never read them, but they're only going to get better because he continues to hire better writers.
Yeah, I've never read them either.
But here's my thing, though. The thing about it is, as he continues,
and apparently Disney and all these pandering companies, they don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they really don't know. Like they're catering to these weirdos that are like on Twitter. Like they're not catering to like the masses, like the actual like audience.
Yeah.
And
yeah. So
I mean that's especially evident with Disney.
Well, yeah, and they're not so secret gay agenda, right? And listen, I mean, I don't care. I don't care if somebody's gay. I mean, and I'm saying that as a Christian man. I don't care. But guess what?
Right.
When you involve children, it's Roger Waters said it best. And Roger Waters is definitely a crackhead. But hey, teacher, leave them kids alone. So,
Yeah.
because I don't care. Whatever you do as an adult,
for no reason.
whatever you do as an adult, I don't care. But if you're a
Yeah, that'll
child,
happen sometimes, Greg.
you're a child. No, I'm not going to sit there and I'm going to teach you the values that you need to be taught. If you're, but so, but no, it's just one of those things that one of the guys who I really like on YouTube is Patrick Bet David, and he has a very good point. When we're picking our leaders, we should actually act like we're interviewing them for a job, because that's essentially what being a president is. It's a job. So we should actually be interviewing them. Are these people right for this specific job of being the leader of America?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
It is.
And this guy,
I'm just kind of fed up with it all, to be honest.
oh yeah, well, me too. And the further you now, a lot of people say, "Oh, like we're living in the fall," like we're going to fall like the Roman Empire. We're not there yet, because there are still individuals out there that still believe that we can turn this around. Because I mean, we're nowhere near we are with the Civil War. We're nowhere near
one
that.
of the biggest things, well, I think one of the biggest things though is like our media and entertainment. Like I think because I think a lot of people, they just like to follow trends. Like, oh, it's cool to hate this, it's cool to hate that. Oh, it's cool to be for this, it's cool to be for that. I think the influencers, I think we should start there.
I think so too. And here's my thing. Honestly, I think that one of the things we do need is, I'm going to say this. For public TV, I'm going to say we need a fifth. We need a fifth network, okay? But the fifth network, it reports the news.
Right.
It reports the news, like, hey, this happened, and not get on a spiel about
like no biases or
Trump.
anything.
Yeah, it reports the news and says, hey, and it always remains neutral, like all media companies should. A media company should remain neutral.
Not all of them do. It's like pick a side or fuck off.
Yeah, well, and that's one of the things with my media company I'm trying to start. It's like, listen, well, yes, I am conservative, but we are going to remain neutral with a lot of things.
Yeah, that's the way it should be.
Mm-hmm. Because guess what? In America, I mean, yeah, I'm a Christian and everything, but guess what? You have the right to be whatever religion you want. Freedom of religion, freedom of speech, and freedom of speech. Yes, that people misinterpret that. Like if I say I'm going to punch you, yeah, I have the right to say that, freedom of speech, but the actions I say that also have a consequence if I do that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And freedom of speech also was not meant to sit there and protect you from a crime. It was meant to, if you want,
you can't threaten or slander or whatever.
Well, yeah, and it was freedom of speech was meant to say, hey, I don't like this president. That's what it was meant to say. Because if you say that in another country, even if you say that against King Charles right now, you can get thrown in prison in England. Because, yeah, he might be he's more of a puppet head, but because the prime minister is in charge, but try talk it up against the king in England. What do you think is going to happen? You know?
Try with Putin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Putin will probably kill you. Or at least
Most
have you.
definitely, or poison you.
Yeah, well, he's done it before with all of his other figureheads that have even tried to oppose him.
Oh yeah.
And all Putin is, he is just a legal dictator with elections. That's it. You know, Russia doesn't have the term limits. I mean, whoever, though, I'm going to say this.
They're in fear for their lives to speak out for what's right.
Mm-hmm. And here's the other thing. Even if RFK, I love who he said who he wants to get as his vice president. Have you guys heard?
No.
He said he wants Aaron Rodgers, the football player.
For real?
That's who he said because, you know, look at all the backlash that guy has dealt with, and he could sit there and easily rant about people on Twitter and everything else, like, "Oh, you suck" and all this other stuff. He doesn't do that.
What was the backlash? Because I never even heard of that.
Vaccines basically. He didn't get a vaccine because he got a religious exemption and people were mad about it. So.
Oh, he got a vaccine and people were mad about it.
Who cares?
He didn't get the vaccine because he's religious, and he says it's his religion. People got mad at him, but he never said anything on Twitter or anything, and so he's shown tremendous leadership. And I'm like, you know what? I mean, if Aaron Rodgers, is the next vice president, and then he actually comes to be the vice president, because honestly, I think that's what we need. Donald Trump and even RFK, they need to pick a presidential candidate that for their vice president that's younger than them, that could be that person to take on next year in 2000. Well, when I say for 2028, or somebody, even if RFK wins, somebody to take on for 2032. Somebody that could sit there and say, okay, I'm going to continue on for the next, the next 8 years, and continue the path if RFK wins. Because Putin said, well, there's the president of the United States is nothing. I don't have to deal with him for 4 years, possibly 8. So you need somebody that's going to continue on your path when you're picking a vice president, not some guy who always has your back no matter what. So,
yeah, definitely.
I don't know who that would be, but again, RFK did say that he's going to announce it the 26th of this month. So.
Yeah, we'll find out then.
No, you're good, Kyle Keith. You went to Olive Garden. Yeah, my last trip to Olive Garden, I wasn't really happy, to be honest.
My last trip was good.
X-Men 2 or Spider-Man 2. Actually,
I'm going to say X-Men 2.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I might
X-Men
say
2.
Spider-Man 2 just by a hair. Because both those movies, they're both my favorite from each of their franchises, so that's a tough call for me.
Yeah,
that kind of is, but it's actually, I just prefer the X2, X-Men United. I was like,
yeah, it's a great
even
movie.
though Spider-Man 2 is really good, that's my preferred choice.
Well, and I don't know what it is. Like, I think it's just maybe growing up in Kansas. or something. Like I just never related to Spider-Man 2. Like I grew up in literally a farm, so I never really like related to Spider-Man to the city. But so Spider-Man just never grabbed me.
Wow.
Hmm.
But which, by the way, Spider-Man, the last one, definitely fudged its numbers with how much it made.
What? No Way Home.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I was looking at the box office, and I'm like, those numbers don't make any sense. By its opening week, its opening weekend, it made 4 times its budget. That doesn't
Well,
make.
I think the only reason, and I will admit, myself included, the only reason people went to see it was because Tobey Maguire was in it.
Yeah, but the thing about that though is, think about it this way: No Way Home, though, you're telling me the movie, its opening weekend, and I checked the day of it opened, it already made 4 times its budget its opening weekend, like the first day it came out. That doesn't happen. That's impossible. Like I was even telling
Yeah.
that to Fabian, like it's like those numbers don't make any sense. Like that would mean for the movie that we saw, that would mean that okay, at 12 o'clock on a Tuesday, the movie was packed. No, I call baloney on that. No movie, at a 12 o'clock on a Tuesday when people are working or at school is
Yeah,
one,
something about that
one,
doesn't seem right.
yeah, 100%. So the movie made like 4 times its, like it almost made I think it did make $1 billion with its second weekend, which I mean that can happen, but the way the numbers were looking, it was like no, like most people are working at 12
Yeah.
at noon at on a Tuesday, and if you're not, either you should
Well,
be working
you
or you
have to
should be at
remember
school.
too. Yeah, well, you have to remember too. Spider-Man: No Way Home came out like very close to Christmas, so
Yeah,
a lot of
Almost
people,
3 years
were like
ago.
on Christmas break. Yeah, something like that.
yeah, but
But I
yeah,
will say the movie Oppenheimer, which I just picked that up today. That movie that like trumped bigger than the Barbie movie last year.
I can
it
believe
was
that.
a better movie than the Barbie movie too. I did
Oh, yeah.
I did I didn't like the Barbie movie, and I disagree. Like I see what they're trying to do, about the equality thing. But like my biggest thing is like I just don't see myself rewatching that movie. Like I saw it like okay,
I tried to rewatch it again, and then I just didn't have the audacity to do it because I was like,
yeah,
I just don't really care.
I
So I
even
just listed it on eBay, and I'm gonna sell it.
there you go. Well,
I make
here's
some
my
money off it.
thing. Too, one of the things that I realized, okay, I think that when I did my thoughts on the Oscars because I watched them for the first time in years because I was really impressed by last year. I'm not going to sit there and say this was a full downgrade, but this was kind of a downgrade from last year. Let's face it.
What, the movies?
The Oscars this year.
Oh, the Oscars. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't care. I just like the
Yeah, I haven't seen
Oscars
Barbie
from
either.
what was that
but-
Oscar thing, 2022 or was it 2023 about the Will Smith thing?
2022.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So it was. I watched it because I was really impressed by last year. Okay, where they actually got people who deserved to win and everything. I was really pleased with it. So I watched for the first time, and I'm like, man, this is a downgrade. And like the singers that they got for the Oscars, like for singing the songs, like they just came off as flat. Like they were good they were good at singing, but it's more like I think what made singers good in the past is that you could tell the actors were acting, but they was more like acting because it's like, hey, I'm getting a paycheck.
Like the
Not,
Ryan Gosling song, "I'm Just Ken."
yeah. Well, you could tell Ryan Gosling, he came off as flat, where he was like, you could tell, like, I'm getting paid, I don't care, you know.
Well, he sucked.
Y- It it was more on a suck like level, like like if I sit there and sing, somewhere over the rainbow, you could, and then if I sit there and say it with passion and everything, you could obviously tell when a singer has passion for the song, or hey, I'm just getting paid. A lot of these actors, I'm like, okay, yeah, you can tell you're just getting paid.
Yeah,
They,
they're
they
just getting paid to do it.
so there's like they just have that like I don't care, but I'm still going to put on a good show. But yeah, that was the
Sad.
biggest.
And you saw
But yeah,
Eternals at your grandma's house. Yeah, I will say my opinion on Eternals has changed a lot. I used to think it
I
was
don't come
okay,
back
but now
to
I
it personally.
think it sucks.
I never saw it. I didn't care to.
I thought that was one of the worst Marvel movies.
No,
It's
Marvels.
long, it's
The
boring.
Marvels
There's
was
a lot of
bad.
things wrong with it. I've
Yeah, I
heard.
watched the
I
Marvels
don't
and
plan
I
on
was
checking
like,
that out.
I would not. And basically, Madam Web's another one I do want to watch, but I know it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I heard it wasn't very good. Hey, what's going on? Right on target. Dark Knight trilogy. I like the Dark Knight trilogy. I do think it's overhyped though.
Yeah,
It is overhyped, but in a good way.
Yeah, like they're not crappy
Because
movies or anything.
yeah, because when you watch Ben Affleck as Batman, it's like, who brought the douche in here?
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll be honest. He's probably my least favorite Batman actor.
Michael
No,
Keaton
he's
still.
better at different roles than fucking
Than Batman.
Michael Keaton.
Batman.
Michael Keaton's still the best Batman.
Oh, definitely.
I agree.
And that's the one thing that made the Flash movie, but I know the Flash movie was very overrated.
Oh yeah. I have no interest in the Flash.
I watched it and I was like, well, I think they kind of screwed up some things.
Hmm.
The only good performance was Michael Keaton, and the one that played, Michael Keaton, basically.
Well,
Everyone else was kind of
Michael
flat.
Keaton is actually yeah. Michael Keaton's actually from my town.
That's pretty
Oh,
cool.
And then
that is pretty cool.
you're watching the Junebug Awards yesterday. Did you host something yesterday, Ty?
Yeah, I hosted the Junebug Film Awards. I guess
For 2023, basically.
Yeah. Well,
What was your number one?
Oh yeah, that's something I wanted to bring up.
what?
What was your number one?
It was like an award show, so like best actor, best director, et cetera, et cetera. Basically,
okay.
like my own version of the Oscars. The only award show where like the people in my YouTube community will be voting on it for future things, and basically Godzilla -1, it swept it basically.
Oh, I bet.
So
Yeah, I was about to say that. Like, it's really great that Godzilla -1 won. I think visual effects or something.
Yes, it
at
did.
the Oscars.
It's cool. Yeah, I'm in the late November releases, trying to catch up with the 2023 movies, but I'm just about done with it. Like I said, I'm still 4 months behind, like I told you, Zach, and I'm just trying to get it all done.
Right.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
being on TikTok
I
kind of
wanted to.
delayed me doing that. And I'm kind of done now with TikTok, and I will tell you why. Because of the whole ban movement.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what? Fuck this platform. I quit.
Yeah, I saw. What's his name? I saw Leon's video on that and how like I guess like Facebook should be facing the same thing. It's like I mean, I can understand where he's coming from because Zuckerberg is a joke.
Zuckerberg really is a joke, and he's an idiot too.
You mean Fuckerberg?
Yeah,
Yep.
Fuckerberg.
Yeah,
That's a
like
good name
my
for him.
recent bans were like pretty much for no reason.
Oh yeah, you told me about that. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? It's like everyone gets butthurt over a freaking opinion that someone has, and it's like, oh well, I'm gonna report you. I'm like, really? Like, accept the opinion and move the fuck on with your day.
So maybe Elon Musk just needs to, or somebody cool like Elon Musk just needs to buy MySpace and make
I don't know.
MySpace cool again.
I thought MySpace was removed from social media.
It's still there. I don't know what people use it for now. I mean, they're worth $87 million.
Huh. I actually used to like it because of downloading music from there.
Yeah, I think that's what it's mainly used for. As a music, I think it's mainly used for a music site.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I did want to get into the screenshots that I have from Mono. I don't know if you guys wanted to react to them.
Sure.
Sure. See what this little bitch has to say.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know how to share screen, right?
Yeah. Let's see if it works. Wait, did I do it? Oh, I have. Okay.
Okay, there
All
we
right,
go.
here we go.
The anticipation.
Wait, what?
The anticipation.
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here.
I'm going to redo this, guys.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do the entire screen, I guess. All right.
Didn't really want to bug you with it, Quinn, but definitely next year.
Hmm.
You know, and it's kind of a last minute award too. Wanted to continue his legacy. So
Yeah.
What's that?
regarding just a comment directed at me.
Junebug? What'd you say?
What?
Hold on, you guys are like really buffering.
Is someone buffering?
Yeah, it was like buffering.
No,
It's
not
probably the lag on StreamYard.
probably. Not really, Quinn. It was just a. It was just something I just want to do to honor his legacy. It was failure on my. So, and yeah, and
You know how to zoom in, right?
Yeah.
so all right. So we got the screenshots, huh? Okay, so it's the Mono 64 guy.
Yeah, so that was really weird.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I mean, what if he wants to talk about cringe? I mean, he could.
What?
If he wants to talk about cringe, maybe he should. Maybe he should learn to masturbate with a cheese grater.
Apparently, I use alts because I. Yeah, like this here. This is just one of the examples. Hold on, I'll zoom in.
Oh,
He
you're
has this
fine.
real hard on over this idea that he has that I use alts because I guess it's just so hard for him to imagine why anyone would like my stuff.
I mean,
Said, "Oh, fake account's talking to himself like, hey Zach, when's this video coming out?" Okay, and people subscribe all the time. It's not a difficult concept to understand.
Hey, what's up, Leon?
well, I don't know. Well, maybe he thinks he's alts that.
Yeah.
But then maybe he should probably be. Maybe he's the one that should be looking in the mirror and make sure it doesn't crack when after he sees his reflection. What's this one? You say?
Right. Hold on. First time. Oh my gosh.
Think your mic's acting up, Junebug. What the fuck is wrong with this dude? Now I think he's
Oh, and
basically
then there's
doing
this one here. See, this here's a fake thumbnail that. Yeah, so
fake
this was
what?
actually on his Discord server. They made this thumbnail. A fake thumbnail.
Monolith.
Like they tried to make it
Discord
look like
server?
this was like an actual video I did. Yeah.
I know what I'm
They're like,
doing
oh, did you
tonight.
ever see that
Leaving
video?
the
It's
Discord
like,
server.
did I ever do this? Junebug, I think something's wrong with your mic.
Yeah, it was off.
Yeah, it is
So-
pretty off.
Especially Oh, well.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that's cool. I had no idea. I had no idea you had a Wonton Sally troll.
Yeah.
Maybe he should be a little tutti fruity.
Oh, yeah, I said this one too. Yeah, I said this
Yeah,
one
you
too.
have an echo
already.
already.
Oh, hey, what's going on, Leon? I'll make you a mod too. But yeah, Brian, I know I showed you this one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he sounds like just an asshole with an opinion.
And I said,
Sounds like a weird creepy stuff.
this was like some of my responses. Oh, this is what really gets me. So apparently his excuse for why he watches my review is just because he's on YouTube every day.
So maybe get out of your mom's basement and stop.
Get out that woman's house.
And stop drinking the Code Red Mountain Dew and.
It's not just that though. It's like he acts like I'm Mr. Beast or something. Like it's not like the moment like the average person pulls up YouTube and they see my face.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, yeah, it's just weird.
Well, I mean, it's
Oh yeah, and then he
Here's-
also impersonated Donnie's mom.
maybe why did he impersonate Stacy's mom? Because she has it going on.
Oh,
I mean,
Uh,
oh, and by the way, I don't know if Mono even knew this. I actually was with his mom last night. It was pretty nice too.
yeah.
And guess what? So maybe that's. And so yeah, we definitely had a good duo. No Mono. we're definitely a good duo pod.
Yeah. He talks about fingering.
Yeah, you might need to leave the stream, Junebug, and fix the mic.
I can't. Am I not coming in at all?
You're just your mic's like really echoey.
He'll be back in a second.
All right.
I don't know what it was, but it was a bad echo. I was like, damn. I'm not
Yeah, he
using
was dealing with
headphones,
that
but
last
my
week. I don't know what happened.
yeah, I'm not dealing with headphones, but I can rest assured and say my Samsung's working fine so far.
Right.
Yeah. It's probably just that bad echo that didn't get canceled. That happens.
Wait, do I have to invite him in?
Is he in?
Hold on.
Is he backstage? Is the thing.
Okay, he's backstage.
Yes, I am backstage.
All right,
Welcome,
let's
Junebug.
test it.
Mhm.
Okay, that's
All right,
a lot
let's
better.
try this again.
Yeah, it was probably an echo on your end, so it sounded
Yes.
really bad. Yep.
It just sounds like the guy is. He just sounds like a crackhead. So, I mean, it's just like either. I mean, I don't know. He just seems like a guy that a loser. So
Are you guys
Yeah,
there?
pathetic one too.
Fingerography.
is that what you do? Is that what you do on your OnlyFans, Mono? Because is that why you're sad? Because nobody's buying your mono because nobody wants to see your solo OnlyFans where you do stuff like that. I mean, might explain why you're making $0 off of it because nobody cares. See, I told you, he's already look at him. He's just
Wait,
your.
I'm trying to find
See, look, I told you, he's just a.
one
It's
for
just
whatever
like
reason.
he's like your hook. It's like a hooker or something with his stuff.
Sounds like a what are those things? Angry masturbators. Sorry, that was me.
That's all I have in that folder, so yeah. No, you're good, man.
It's my nephew mostly.
Oh, you're good. But yeah, that's my biggest hate follower right there.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like he needs to accept the fact that I'm with his mom right now. And she's
Oh,
sucking
man.
on my she's sucking on my wonton.
Oh wow. Well, I'm gonna have to get going, guys. But basically, for Monolith, fuck that guy.
Oh yeah.
I have to deal with some things right now.
Okay.
Certain chores.
All right, Brian.
All right. Have a good night and good rest of your stream, Zach.
Oh, no, you're good, Brian. Oh, thank you, Brian.
See you, Brian.
Take care, man.
All right. Later.
Yeah, honestly, that guy's such a crackhead. I can't even come up with a good comeback for him because it's just like, dude, you kind
But
of.
yeah, I didn't want to make a whole stream.
Yeah, well, it just seems like that's just a crackhead. A crackhead, though, like he's such a crackhead that it's not even really worth doing anything with him. Like you can make fun of him, but it's like, dude, whatever.
Well, yeah,
you
well,
know.
like he's been at this for like ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Like he's been at this with me
I don't know.
for like ever. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the thing about this, we could sit there and you could talk about the trolls and everything else, and I think it's fine to make we're just make fun of them, but like when it's stuff like that, it's like, dude, obviously we don't give a crap, so just like, can you move on? Like we'll make fun of you, but yeah. And if all you want
Right.
is attention, if all you want is attention, maybe go outside and actually talk to a woman. But he's probably incapable of that.
Right. I think he's just trying to trigger me, like trying to get me to my breaking point, I guess. But it's not going to
Oh
work
yeah.
unless, of course, he pushes me to it. But this is his problem at the end of the day. In case, oh, you're back. All right. Oh, you actually missed out on the screenshots I shared from the troll, or not the troll, but the hate follower, basically. I guess you can consider him a troll.
I mean, there's good trolls and bad trolls. He's definitely a. It seems like he's just kind of an in between troll, at least from what I saw, but not as bad as some of your others that I've seen.
Really?
Well, no, it's not. It can't be as bad as Pink Hot.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there's some that. Yeah, but Monolith, he's up there as one of my worst though, because he's been at this for like he's been at this for the majority of my YouTube journey.
Gosh.
Like he's really, yeah. Like this has been going on since like 2017. Yeah, I do acknowledge this right on target. But I've tried to ignore him and that's basically done nothing. When someone is this obsessed with you, ignoring them does nothing. Unfortunately, you kind of have to do things the hard way.
Ignoring does nothing too, because ignoring only increases the problem. You have, in order to fight back against trolls, it sounds counterintuitive. You have to fight back yourself, because at the end of the day, all the trolls are just a bunch of cowards anyway. So it sounds counterintuitive, but it's just like how to stop bullies. You yourself have to stand up against them. You know, because that's all trolls are. They're pathetic people that are just bullying at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And how to stop them is you stand up against them, and eventually they will go away. If you ignore it, you're only making the problem worse.
Well, like I've tried to ignore him for years, and like it's basically done nothing. Because he, like I said, he's been at this since 2017. So
Go
he'll
ahead,
say who
Eric.
Kenny is if Junebug's okay. Well, that's up to him.
Go ahead.
The last guy claims your fans harassed him over it. Well, I'm not sure what
That's
that's about.
it's over and done with. We apologized, okay? So you can sit there and learn to butt out, Quinn. But no, that's how you fight against the trolls. You know, you can choose to ignore them, but the problem's only going to get worse and worse. You know, it's going to be so
Well,
you
I think
fight.
I think ignoring I think ignoring can do something to an extent.
Oh yeah,
Like
something.
if the trolling is not that extreme, like if yeah, like for instance, like if someone just comments on your video is like just someone leaving a mean comment or something. Yeah, you can just delete it and ignore that, you know. If that makes any sense.
Oh yeah. Well, you it's that's all it is. You know, it's just people at the end of the day that don't have a life. What have not an end goal in mind. Their end goal is probably to take mom's credit card and watch OnlyFans all day, and and maybe watch Pornhub, and have their pizza boxes and Code Red Mountain Dew, and
Hmm.
just not even contributing anything to society. Instead of trolling people, you don't accomplish anything. I mean, sounds like a waste of life to me.
Yeah, like this mono dude, like he's literally like wasting his entire life away because I live rent free in his head.
Yeah, maybe you should start charging him.
What do you mean charging him?
Well, if he lives rent free, you should just start charging him for rent, right?
Oh, I thought you meant like actually like press charges or whatever.
No, just
I don't
charge
know
him.
if I
Charge
mean
him.
he has yep. uh it's my ex-friend Jess who started drama all because she oh wow. That's pretty lame, dude.
Yeah, yeah, that's what that whole Jess thing was, because she wanted to do it with Eric, but Eric doesn't do it with
Yeah,
whales.
I would just be careful when it comes to that.
Yeah, Eric don't. But yeah, like I said, Eric doesn't do it with whales. I mean, Eric's not into Moby Dick.
Yeah, I have a feeling you might summon her back. She said no and she took it very personal. Huh. Well, she needs to get over it already.
Yeah, and it's been 9 years.
Yeah, so it's time to get over it.
You know, I guess it's time to let it go. Let it go. The cold never bothered me anyway.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Quinn,
What are
I
you
don't.
talking about? Right on target. You are also
Quinn,
really certain it was that guy from high school, if I recall. Wait, what are you talking
Quinn,
about?
this is not really. Quinn, not really the stream to be talking about this shit. Okay. Oh, we thought it was one guy Eric knew in high school, but then um, Eric's um, Eric's Eric. Let's just say Eric has his connections to somebody who traced the IP address for the YouTube channel and found out that it was Jess. So, and we're going to leave it at that, and we're not going to address it any further.
Oh, so
And
you thought it
we
was
thought it
someone
was
from a high school you went to, and it turned out to be Jess.
Eric. Eric went to, and honestly, we're not going to discuss it any further because I let it
It
go.
was very certain. Well, yeah, yeah, but he was wrong, and he admitted to it. So let's just leave it at that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
not really a big deal.
yep. Well, when you. So yeah, no. I mean, it. I don't know. So it. I don't know. It. So like he doesn't. He just hate watches you, right? He hasn't like made hate videos about you, right? Not like Fabio's fan, right?
Are you talking about Mono now?
Yeah. He hasn't resorted to hate videos about
Yeah,
you, right?
yeah. I can't figure out what his deal is with me. Why he's so invested? Like, because I pulled up the screenshot. He even admitted like he thinks I'm a fascinating person. I mean, I
Maybe
guess
he
that's a
wants.
compliment. I don't know.
Maybe he wants to do it with you.
You know, it's funny you say that because other people that I've talked to about this have had the same theory. Like I've talked with at least two other people about this, and they said the same thing. So
Well, uh, Zach, if he's watching, you don't go that way, and you have a girl. So
yep. But yeah, I try not to bring up that individual too much on stream, but I because the the thing that really ticked me off earlier was I saw something he said like all I do is rant about cancel culture. It's
which
like,
you should.
well, I mean, yeah, cancel culture is pointless and stupid, but that's not all I talk about. And I mean, clearly he watches my every move, so he should know that that's not even true.
Right. Yeah. No.
And he just that's the thing with him though. He has to make everything political.
Oh, it seems like everything is in this world now.
We have reason to think. Yeah. Well, he goes on. He uses Twitter a lot, so I think Twitter might.
Okay,
We have
Quinn.
reason to think.
Quinn, leave it alone.
More so than last time. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that situation, but I mean, he admitted he was wrong, so just leave it at that.
But yeah, it's
Hey, what's going on, Prison Meddler?
yeah. So I don't know. He probably either wants to do it with you, or because why else would somebody hate watch somebody for what? How many years?
7.
Yeah, he probably wants to do it
7
with you.
years.
He probably wants to do it with you, and like you've dealt with trolls, like you just either ignore them or you just smack talk them or make fun of them. But this guy's like, wow. And you've even had to, because you had one troll. You've talked about it before. How you had one troll that you had to press charges on. You've talked about that before. So
Well, I didn't press charges, but I was going to pursue legal action over it. That was due to the situation last summer when I was being impersonated. And they were basically doing God knows what.
yeah. Well, yeah. Like Eric said, we jumped the gun. We moved on, and so should one certain individual who seems to be targeting. But move on, please.
Yeah, it's like people make mistakes. Like, I mean, that whole troll situation from last summer, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if, Mono had a hand in that somehow because they actually found out who he was. Now, let me ask you something. Would you know who he was, like just randomly? Probably not,
No,
right?
no, because I don't really involve myself with other people's YouTube drama. I'm kind of out. I'm kind of I kind of got over the drama channels in 2020. So
Yeah. Well, he's not really a drama channel. He mostly does like Twitch streams now, which I mean, that if that's his thing, more power to him. I don't care about that, but it's just the fact that he's obsessive, like, and he can't let this crap from 2017 go.
well, what happened in 2017?
Well, this will probably surprise none of you, but it all had to do with basically political differences.
Oh, so he's a jackass.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, big time. I mean, you even heard Brian say it, like he's too extreme. Like, and Brian's just he's like how like Brian's like a little on the left, but I mean, no, this dude, he's extreme to the maximum, like to the point where he actually does believe in the Me Too movement.
and believe me, I mean, I do to an extent, but like a lot of it too, it's like I'm like, okay, like with Bill Cosby, you have to ask how big was this guy's dick, and how many like not like the numbers did not add up there. Like you did it with that many women, yeah. Zach, I had a monkey came out of. Did you know this? Did you know this today? I had a monkey come out of my butt. Even the cat's calling baloney on that.
I didn't hear about. Yeah, I don't think I'll get any of the current gen consoles if I'm being honest. Crazy to think 2017 was as long ago as it was. Yeah, like 2017 still feels like it was like 3 years ago, but it was actually 7 years ago. But yeah,
I
I
don't
met
know.
that dude in late 2016, and we had our falling out in like early 2017. So it's not like we were like longtime friends before the falling out or whatever. Didn't really take that long for, and it was all just because like I guess because he followed me on social media. I guess he found some stuff that I posted or whatever that really rubbed him the wrong way.
Whatever happened to agreeing to
I
disagree to
mean,
people?
exactly. That's what I've been trying to say.
Yeah, well, I mean, because there's stuff that I don't agree with that, I've had many YouTubers in the past I did not agree with, and like yeah, I mean, I'll admit that I got, passionate about it, but like at the end of the day, after that, like after we got passionate about it and everything, I didn't think about them at all. Like I moved on, got passionate. We had our arguments and everything else, but I didn't let it consume my mind, you know? I mean, because I
Right.
moved on. I have other things to do in my life than worry about what you are doing. So,
Yeah, and you're not going to convert anyone, you know? You're not going to
no,
change their minds at the end of the day.
no,
Like
you
I don't
should,
know
if,
if he thinks that's what he's trying to do, but look, it's not going to work. If he's watching this,
no,
I'm just going to put it out there. It's not going to happen.
no, if anything, if anything, I even hate the term influencers, you should show by of leadership that you want to, that's how you influence people, by being that leader, and then people want to be more like you specifically. That's how you change people, not by sitting there
Yeah.
forcing it. And I've learned that, and I think
Right.
that's the best we can do as
Well,
individuals. We
I
just
don't
sit.
know. Well, I think there's more to it than that. Right on target. It has to do with more than just me reacting to it because, like I said, I've been trying to ignore him for a while there, but he still wants to run his mouth. But yeah, the whole like political thing, that's basically what started all of this.
Well, again, whatever happened, just to agree to disagree. Because
Right.
I'm pretty sure, Zach, that if we really got to know each other, there's going to be, like, I think that you and me pretty much align, but I'm pretty sure there's something that you and me are not going to agree on. Like, well, I actually can one thing. You're a vegetarian. I like to eat meat. Are you going to cancel me
Right. I
because
was just thinking that
are you going to cancel me
because
because
you're
um yeah, because I don't
because you're not vegetarian.
yeah.
No.
So exactly, and that's your choice. I mean, as long as you're not like, I mean, I guess listen, as long as nobody's like punching babies or something, I'm cool. You know?
Yeah. Well, here's my thing, and I think that this is where some vegans got it all wrong. Like there's too many people who eat meat in the world. So, and look,
Yeah. Well,
it, if I were to only like I know some vegans are like, "Oh, I wouldn't be friends with someone. Oh, I wouldn't date someone unless they were vegan." And it's like, you do realize how limited your friend circle would be?
yeah. Sounds like a lonely life. And plus, I've at least met
Not only that, but most vegans, I mean, I hate to say this. I hate to say this because it's true, but most vegans are more left leaning. So I wouldn't get along with them very well.
Yeah.
So that's another thing too.
Yeah, well, and the other thing about, vegans and, and like, here's my thing too. Like, I've met some vegetarians that, that have a cheat month. Like they actually eat meat like around Thanksgiving and Christmas just because to make it easier on the guests, on the person cooking the meal so they don't have to make a vegetarian diet for them. Yeah, I don't know if you're like that, but
Yeah. No, I
yeah.
don't eat meat at all. Like not even on special occasions.
See, well, hey, that's cool. But I mean, so, and here's my thing too. Like, I actually kind of wish I could go vegetarian in some ways, but what can I say? I mean, I like my chicken and cheeseburgers and fish. It's one of my favorite food. My favorite food is probably chicken wings. So, but because
Hmm.
I would love to
Yeah.
just, eat celery and
I used to love
potato.
wings, man. Like, because I used to eat meat. Like, there was actually a time where wings used to be my favorite.
Oh, that's exciting. Right on target's getting the pussy soon.
No guy subreddit dedicated to harassing me just blocks and moves on. I mean, good for him, I guess. It's very easy to disregard him. You don't have to care what people say online. Well, it's a little more complicated than that. Like he's literally trying to do everything in his power so that I see him around. Like it's like trying to walk away from someone and they're just like jumping in your face, you know?
Yeah. So
It's basically the same thing.
basically, by doing this, it's like, okay, you're addressing the problem. That's it, and you're just making fun of them. You know.
He's open with his address. Well, dude, if someone doxed me, I would take that very serious. Just saying.
Oh yeah, I've.
Max,
Yeah,
when are we
I've
going to get a
gotten.
grunge album from Demon Hunter since they are from Seattle? Yeah, we should. I mean, I think Peace might be the closest thing to a grunge album from them,
Is grunge even still?
since you know
Is
it's
is
not as
grunge even,
metal.
is grunge even still cool anymore?
There's something called post grunge that got very big in the 2000s. It's not as big these days, but it still has a following for some reason.
I think grunge died when Kurt Cobain Kurt Cobain was murdered.
Yeah.
And by the way, he was murdered.
You feel like eating shrimp, prison metaler? It's funny. I actually tried shrimp for the first time, I think last fall. It was either last fall or earlier this year or whatever.
Wasn't
Might have been
out there?
December. I don't know, but I didn't like it.
That's totally sounds vegetarian of you.
Yep.
Did you? So you cheated on your
Hey, what's going
vegetarian?
on, Phoenix Knight?
You cheated on your vegetarian.
Yeah. It was a one night stand, Junebug.
Oh, was it? So it was like one night stand that you were like, oh fudge.
Yeah. The problem of that, the level of making fun of him, is mostly what wants you to laugh at, though. Or not good roasters. No offense intended. Well, but you know, I don't think you understand the whole situation. New metal has had a big did not know about that. I mean, isn't Korn working on a new album?
I don't know.
But yeah, not to bring him up again, but that Mono dude, like, I mean, it's not like it took that long for us to have a falling out, you know?
Yeah, so at least it wasn't like
It's not like we were really deep into our friendship before it happened.
yeah, well, it's interesting, you know, you just have to, the thing about it is, you know, in order to be successful in any field, especially YouTube, you have to surround yourself with good people and people who support you on what you want to do in the future with your channel and everything else. If you don't, then I mean, why keep the negative people around your channel anyway, right? And so therefore it's like make fun of the people that are going to troll
Right.
you, because at the end of the day, maybe eventually, I mean, 7 years is a long time, maybe eventually they could get it through their thick skull that, hey, we're going to continue to make fun of you, and because you need to learn that your reputation is everything, guard it with your life. And do you want this to be your legacy when you're 6 feet under? Do you want this to be you want this to be your legacy when you're 6 feet under? That you trolled somebody for 7 years?
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking about that earlier. I'm like, are we going to be like senior citizens and this guy is still going to be at it with me? Like, are we going to be in our 60s and 70s and he's still going to be talking about me? Oh, hey, that Zach D. Italian sniper 30 or whatever, you know?
I don't know. I mean, hopefully at some point, you know, he'll have that.
But here's the thing though. I had an idea where he stood even when I first met him, and I didn't have to say anything to him. He said right away when I first like believe in morals or whatever. You know how I responded to that? I'm like, okay, whatever.
Hmm.
I put that aside. I learned to agree to disagree because that's not what the content is relevant. But when the shoe's on the other foot, when he finds out something about me, it suddenly becomes a problem.
Yeah, dude, that was, and right on target. That was 4 years ago.
You see
Get
what I'm
over it.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah, no, just whatever.
Um, again, it's like I didn't agree with his views right from the get go, but I didn't say anything. And isn't it funny how that's always the case? I never have to say anything at all for them to say anything to me.
Yeah. But no, I mean, that's it. I mean, he's just, you, to me, it's like, I have to wonder if because he's probably watching, right, Zach? Right? If he is, then, you know, Like, do you really want this to be your entire legacy?
Sorry, what?
I don't know. I was gonna say,
My
does he
laptop
really want this to be?
is being really slow.
Does he want this to be his entire legacy? You know, because your legacy is all you have in life. Legacy is a true meaning to life. Because, you know, think about it. Walt Disney, we're talking about Disney, the man, not the company, has a great legacy. Look at Mr. Rogers, great legacy. Look at, I mean, if you have the name Rogers, very common last name, people sit there and say, people have that moment of happiness. If you have the last name of Disney, they incorporate you with, you know, happiness and joy. Now, think about then if you have the last name Dahmer, people like, oh, you know, so that's what you need in life to have a great legacy. And does this guy really want his legacy to be this? Trolling people? I guess Zach left us. Maybe you could join on your phone, Zach. But yeah. I sent him the link, so we're good. But I don't know. It does sound like this guy's though a loser. So we'll figure it out. So okay, so if you're here, this is your this is your stream, so why can't you join then? Well, both are pretty bad. Cole, but probably Taylor Swift. See you, Prison Meddler. This is just weird how, Zach, this is your stream and you can't come back in? Yeah, I'm getting a little tired myself here. Let me try this.
Hey, I'm back.
Wow, that was weird. Like, how could you not get into your own stream?
Sorry about that. When I pulled up Facebook,
What was that?
I'm back on my laptop. I couldn't do it through my phone. I'm back on my
Huh.
laptop. I couldn't do it on my phone.
That was weird.
So when I pulled up Facebook to send the link, because I pulled up Facebook, it just decided to crash on me for some reason. So I'm not even going to bother with it.
Huh. Yeah. Cole asked a good question. Who's worse, Jennifer Lawrence or Taylor Swift? I gotta go with Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. Yeah, Taylor Swift.
Because
Yeah,
she,
I wanted to talk about something that I saw that Right on Target said that I didn't get into. That's this. Just remember, if you haven't met a person in real life, you shouldn't consider them a friend until you do. Well, I kind of disagree with that to an extent.
Ooh, I think, Zach, yeah, and I'm saying this because we haven't met, but like, I kind of put internet friends and then friends in a different category than like friends I meet in real life, right? You know,
Right. I hear what you're saying.
like I would call us friends, but like you're kind of just an internet friend, you know. But hey, I mean, I'm pretty sure it'd be like one of those cases where like, hey, cool, I would love to meet you in real life. You come down to
Yeah.
Kansas at some come down to Kansas at
Yeah.
some point. I'd love to meet you, and I'll head up in your neck of the woods at some point. Or who knows? Maybe you
So
could
don't
move
get
down here.
too emotionally involved with internet people. Well, if you put it that way, right on target, then that means that I don't even have a girlfriend then. If you really put it that way.
Yeah,
So
you would love to meet her in real life. So
right. Yeah, it's not like, I don't want to or anything, but
well, yeah.
I'm
Well,
just saying. All right, see you later, Prison Meddler.
yeah. I've had online girlfriends. I met girlfriend, and I met them in person. That relationship didn't turn out the best, but towards the end, but it was fun while it lasted. But people accused her of being fake, so Right on Target included.
Mm-hmm.
But
Now,
with
right
that,
on target, is he someone that follows you?
yeah, I'm kind of wondering how. I never shared this link out, so I don't know if he subbed to you, but I'm kind of wondering.
Well, I'm not really concerned about that because it's not like he has the StreamYard link or anything.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess it's not that difficult to find my channel,
he's cool. He's a cool. He can be a bit of. He's cool. He can just be.
I know Mana would use that as an excuse. Oh, well, I use YouTube on a daily. So? Yeah. Oh, you're sub to me? Oh, that's fine. Right on target. I don't care if she was or not. If she was real, good for you. What are you talking about?
Oh, he's a cool. He can right on target. He's cool. He can just be a bit of a trollish in the comments because he used to be a former troll, but he's kind of a cool troll. He accused my girl of being fake, and one of those things that kind
Uh-oh.
of 2020. He knew me at my some of my worst moments. On YouTube, and when I was not really in the right headspace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Did
because
you
none of
troll
them
Fabio's stream too?
and he didn't troll him. He subbed to him, and then he said he doesn't like Fabio because it's what was it exactly, Quinn? You wanted to basically like he just the angry YouTubers.
Yeah, because I remember there was somebody on there who was giving me crap on Fabio's stream. They were basically saying, "Oh, you should only date white girls" or something. I'm like, okay, who is this person?
I don't know. Well, that's the thing about her. Here's my thing that girl, my ex, yeah, she kind of had some. She kind of was one of those people who told military stories, and yeah, some of them I did believe, but that was just stupidity on my part. And
Yeah.
then, well, we broke up after her previous leave, and she had a total change in personality that I just did not agree with, and I just it was one of those cases where I'm like, okay, I still love you, but I can't date you because of this. I mean, I don't know what happened in her last time of leave between when she left and she came back and she was stateside. But she had a total change of personality. It was like shocking. Like it didn't even feel like it was the same person. Even though like look wise she was,
Oh,
but
so she really wasn't in the military?
she was. No, she was, but after she came back stateside, her entire personality changed the last time I saw her. Like something.
Wow.
I'll say more privately what happened, just because it's just. I think that
Okay. Yeah, no, I
some
understand.
something influenced her or something.
Hey, what's going on, Corin Zen? Like, wait, what the heck? Okay, I wanted to make sure my mic was on. But yeah, when it comes to like haters and like trolls on the internet, the things that will never get a pass with me are like uh doxers and people who make false accusations. Th- those are the types that I'm just like, okay. Oh, and impersonators as well, which kind of aligns with the accusation thing. But those are the things that you just can't cross the line with.
Oh yeah. Well, yes, Quinn's probably going to bring it up. Th- there was a troll that doxed me, and I've yet to find out who it was. Originally, because me and Quinn were having issues. Quinn is right on target. I thought it was him, but now I know
Yeah.
it wasn't. But I assumed it was him, and I don't know who it was. It got to the point where trolls were some people who I thought were my friends. They thought I did it. Like, why would I be dumb enough to leak my own address? Like I'm already kind of stupid,
Yeah,
but why would I?
that doesn't really add up.
Yeah, like I'm not. I'm pretty stupid, but I don't think I'd be stupid enough to leak my own address. Um, let's put it this way, though. I had to threaten the people that actually made it because I basically threatened to sue them, and they deleted it. So,
Interesting.
but yeah.
I can hear your cat.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm not going to tell my cat to shut up. So
I've been loving my collection updates. Thank you. Yeah, no, that's fine. Now, thank you for that, Corn Zen. I'm glad you like them. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but you know what I mean.
yeah. I, yeah. Yeah. It was just like a site like map VPN or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember. This was like 4 years ago. I don't remember really. Because sometimes I don't even remember what I did yesterday. So expect me to remember 4 years ago. You know, it was like one of those sites like Map something, and they they doxed my address. I don't know how they found it. I mean, probably because like, you Google time. I mean, because I do films, I've said my last name before, so I don't really care. And I've said where my state is, so they probably just, I mean, it's pretty easy to find addresses.
Yeah, like, I, like nowadays, I'm like, especially ever since last year, I am very careful with what I do on YouTube nowadays. What I put out there between
Oh yeah.
Mono, between the trolls I was dealing with last, but all of this combined, it's
Hmm.
like who do I trust?
Yeah. Um, I'm kind of curious. So, Quinn, have you seen any of Zach's films before? Um, because Quinn's dad, he worked. He was a writer. He wrote for Naked Gun. He wrote Basketball. Uh,
Yeah,
he he was the janitor in Recess. So Quinn actually has his connections there. So
interesting. Yeah, Corin Zen said on your Rush Hour versus Lethal Weapon video, when did you happen to find out if Rush Hour 4 is really happening or is it just a rumor? I think it's just a rumor right now, if I had to guess. I mean, there's some people that said, "Oh, it's happening. It's happening." I'm not so sure.
I think it's kind of hard to do. It's kind of hard to do Rush Hour without Chris Tucker
Yeah.
because
Unless
Chris Tucker was fired.
yeah. Well, maybe Jackie Chan could get someone else to do it. Maybe not play the same character, but just let it be someone else completely.
Terry Crews.
Yeah. Maybe. Oh, you think you've just watched the stream so far? Okay.
Yeah, he. I don't know. I think Zach's probably definitely like a next Michael Bay type guy. I mean, obviously, Zach, your movies cost $0. So,
Mhm.
but
Oh, you'll check them out? All right. Thank you, Right on Target. I have a new one coming out this year, probably in the summertime.
yep, you definitely have it where it's John Wick sort of, and you were doing films before John Wick, so
Technically.
it's John Wick, James Bond type of movies.
I mean, with Italian Sniper, the very first one, I mean, obviously that was before John Wick, so that wasn't inspired by John Wick, but see,
Afterward,
back then, back when the first Italian Sniper came out, I was big into video games, so I was mostly just inspired by like Call of Duty and stuff.
I could see some Hitman inspiration too.
Yeah. Oh, you have seen some of the Italian Sniper? Which one? The newest one? Because the newest one, well, the newest one is a reboot basically, and it's also connected with the other films that I make.
Hmm.
Oh, Mecha?
Mecha G0.
Mecha sent you Italians. Oh, I didn't know he followed my stuff. I think part one. Okay. I think I think it might have been the newest one.
Who knows? But no, Zat. So you make some cool stuff, and I would love to at least get your stuff out there on. You know, I mean, you definitely should be on like Tubi or something.
Yeah. How do you get films on Tubi?
There's a. I'll send you the application. I mean, you could. What's your watch time?
The watch time on it?
Your channel.
I'll have to go back and look.
So I think if you have over a certain amount of people,
Escape from Collectors of Classic. Yeah, that's one of my best. Yeah.
I think you can get. I think if you, and I was looking into it a little bit. I think that if you get enough followers, I mean, watch time hours, you can actually start your own Roku channel, or your own Amazon. The Fire
Yeah.
Stick channel. I'm hoping to get enough for that for Junebug Films.
Oh, like Amazon series.
Well, no. Like it would be like your own streaming app, like a streaming service, basically. Although but I need to find out if I started a streaming service, it would probably be a paid subscription too. I'm looking into that a little bit, but
Right.
doing little research on it, but because that would be
that's another thing too. I'm probably eventually going to put my stuff on Rumble too. Just more ways to watch my films.
right. Well,
Because
I would
right
love
now
to have your.
you can only watch my stuff on YouTube and Facebook. That's literally it right now.
Well, I would put your stuff. Heck, when Junebug Films Unlimited happens, the streaming service, I would probably put your stuff on there too. So
Yeah, you have my permission. Hey, Yeet Feet.
Yeet Feet.
But yeah, back to what you were saying, Max. Yeah, Escape from Core Lector, it's definitely one of my best for sure. You've seen that
Yeah.
one, right, Ty?
Yeah, I've seen most of your films. The problem is you just have made so many. No offense, some of them, once you kind of go on a marathon of your films, they all kind of blur together. So I think I kind of watched them all on.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
because I
especially considering like a lot of them take place in the woods and also my house, so I can understand how that can be the case, how they can all blend together like that. But I got a plan with putting my stuff on Rumble. I'm probably going to start with the very first Italian Sniper. I'm going to start with that, put that on Rumble, but it's going to be the remastered version. And then I'm going to put on there Italian Sniper Origins, which is the prequel.
Really, I had no idea with that title.
Yeah, I put out like 3 or 4 Italian Sniper films before I rebooted it.
Yeah, no, Origins. No, I just had no idea with that title that it's a prequel. But no, I mean, I would love to see an Italian Sniper comic book
series. It's a prequel to the first one. Yeah?
Yeah, we need to D-Man, we need to get him to do that a comic book series of Italian Sniper.
Yeah, whatever did happen to D-Man?
I don't know.
But yeah, the only original Italian Sniper films that are really worth a crap are really the first one and then Origins. I'm not really the most proud of Alliance. Now, actually, Alliance was actually Nick's debut with Zach D Productions, so it does have some value there, but
right.
But the one after that you could really pass up on because it's basically a prequel to the prequel.
So it's your well, I mean you definitely need to get your stuff out there. Like we need to sell them on I mean, honestly, we need to get them out there on DVD and get the Zach. You have enough collection for your films, like where somebody could it's the Zach D Productions collection,
Right.
How many films have you made?
Like 20.
So you already have enough for a good size box set.
Yeah. I could put all the Ardening films in a box set.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, saying all of your films in general, though, Junebug Films and Zach D Productions present your collection, or whatever you want to call your universe,
Right. Well, right now it's the ZDCU. That's what I'm calling it.
Yeah. Well, you're doing better than Marvel. Sometimes. So.
Honestly, I can't argue with that. I'm not, being stupid like that.
Well, you're putting more care into your movies than Marvel, so and I think the people see that.
Yeah. You have a series work that I made when I was in high school. Yeah, I would say release that. I mean, I didn't know that you made a series.
Go for it.
Zach needs 1,000 views because his views now is only his followers, and it should be a wider audience. Yeah, I've kind of embraced that though. That it's only my viewers who watch my stuff. But Mono, he finds me so fascinating. Well, he's the only one. Because if I was really that fascinating, then I guess I would have a wider audience. And then Max Palmer working on follow-up album. That's cool. Print DVDs and promote. Yeah. I want Zach to be viral.
As long as, I mean, hey, I mean, it sounds like we need to have a private StreamYard sometime with Andrew, you and me, if he's wanted to do that. Because it sounds like a business talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Right.
with me trying to start a media company, and I would like to at least have an action division under Junebug Films. That would be you. Now, you can do other things too, but like Zach D Production was more to be the action side of Junebug Films. Eric is probably more the horror.
But it is mostly action with you.
Yeah, Eric is more the terror, is what I would say. I refuse to call it horror because Boris Karloff, the great horror actor, did not like the term horror. He preferred terror films. So he's more the terror side. Have yet to find a comedy personnel under Junebug Films. And then drama. But basically, it sounds... people are going to criticize this, but like, I have an idea on how to run the business. So basically, Junebug Films, I'm the commissioner of Junebug Films. And then you guys, Eric, Zach, so Zach D, Vierthaler Studios, Zach D Productions, and then others are 5 individuals that are heads of their own company for Junebug Films. So basically, it's the structure of the mob, but legal, if that makes any sense.
Oh, I saw your comment, regular start. Don't worry. And then Andrew said, I really like the last remaster Zach D did. I hope more will come. Well, in 2025, I'm probably going to put out a remaster for Italian Sniper Origins, which was originally canceled years ago. I planned on doing that years ago. But I forget why I scrapped it, but 2025 will work because it'll celebrate its 10th anniversary. So I guess it's good that I scrapped it. So I can wait till then to do it. But I got to think how I'm going to do that though. And that would be kind of cool because in 2025 I hope later that year I can put out the sequel to Italian Sniper Rebirth.
Italian Sniper.
2025, it could be a big year for Italian Sniper. We'll see.
Italian Sniper. What are we going to call this one?
I have a title for it, but I'm not going to say it here.
Okay. Italian Sniper Lock and Loaded.
But sure.
Italian Sniper Reloaded.
That sounds cool, but that's not what I'm calling it.
Well,
You guys can be the creators, and I'll be the money aspect, I guess. Yeah, that'll work.
is Andrew good with numbers?
He might be. What's
Oh,
my opinion on DJ Khaled? I don't think I've heard of him.
Never heard of him.
Without Papers to Kill. Italian Sniper, the teenage years. Well, that would be like an origin story, wouldn't it?
That sounds like a crappy young adult novel.
Yeah.
Well, if Andrew's good with numbers,
That's cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wanted to say, Kyle Keith actually got his name from me. Yeah, he changed it from just Kyle Keith to Kyle Keith Productions.
does he do films?
I was just about to say, I don't think he does films. He should, though. I mean, I'd like to see him attempt at it, but opinion on French fries? I love French fries.
You can have French fries?
What's that?
You can have French fries? I'm kidding. Because I've met some vegetarians that refuse to have French fries. I'm like, they're a potato, aren't they? It's a vegetable, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, technically, I've.
Yeah. I love French fries.
Me too. You know what? I've solved the tomato problem. So is a tomato a fruit or a vegetable? I think I've solved the problem.
They say it's a fruit.
Well, people always argue, right? I have what we can call it. Why don't we call a tomato a veg root? Right?
Yeah. Well, that's not exactly true because I don't refuse fries. But I'm not 100% vegan. I'm technically vegetarian. I do upload stuff personally. I haven't really uploaded them to my YouTube channel. They kind of cringe to the people, the public. I understand, Kyle Keith.
Go for it.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't say that I'm a super expert when it comes to numbers, but my parents invested heavily and are great with it. So that's how they got wealthy. So I know a little about saving money and whatnot and managing money. Oh, that's cool.
Well, Andrew, if Zach has a way to contact you, I would actually like to contact you about something maybe under Junebug Films.
Yeah, me, you, and him could have a talk sometime, like in a private discussion or whatever.
Because I got a position for you, something that I've been looking at for a long time. So if you're good with numbers, I got a position for you. So basically, I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. Zach, cue up the Godfather music.
But yeah, I was just thinking like 2025 could be big for Italian Sniper if I put out Origins Remaster early in the year and then later in that year I put out the sequel to Rebirth.
Right. I think it could be. We'll see.
And I'm not going to give too much away, but it'll all connect with like the other stuff that I've done as well. I've actually thought about doing a black and white film.
Go for it, because black and white is actually beneficial sometimes to young filmmakers. Because, like, let's say you do a movie that it has special effects, a black and white film then can hide the bad special effects.
That's true. I thought about doing one because I actually recently just watched the original King Kong film, and I'm like, I would love to do something like that, like even do like the stop motions and stuff.
You know what the original idea for King Kong, what it was going to be, right? Instead of a giant
What's
monkey,
that?
right? Well, he really he did want to do giant monkeys, but he was also either that or wanting to do he also wanted to do something with Komodo dragons.
Yeah.
So think about that one. You could do okay, here's just a thought. Like, you could do King gets overused. So King Komodo is just kind of dumb, a dumb title. Use a title from something that maybe doesn't get used too often. So, like, what about Kaiser Komodo? Kaiser is what they called the leaders in Germany. So
Yeah.
Kaiser Komodo, and then like a Komodo dragon story, like a giant Komodo dragon that wreaks havoc. Maybe I would say use a city that doesn't get too much love, like New York gets too much love. Like, you could do it. I mean, you're in the area, Zach. You could do what could be kind of cool, and I could maybe put it back on the map and maybe make it not so much a crap hole. Maybe you could do Atlantic City, right?
Yeah.
Because that city used to be prosperous, but now it's a crap hole, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or so I've heard.
Yeah. An offer I can't refuse. Either my brain's the signature on the contract. Yeah.
I think that honestly, if Andrew's good with numbers, and it's something that I have actually been really looking hard to find, because okay, when it comes to a studio, I am definitely more of a face. You know, I am a face. I can lead, and I'm okay with numbers. But if Zach is good, Andrew is good with numbers, then I just need somebody who's good with numbers. So
Yeah, because I was actually talking with my friend Nick about this yesterday. I was saying how like I don't know how to do budgeting. We tried to learn we did a class for that when I was in film school. I did not know what the heck I was doing. I'm not good with numbers at all. Like,
I think that the problem is, like, especially being a studio, trying to even run a nonprofit, as of right now, nonprofit studio, which it will be profitable after Eric's film. People send me their scripts all the time, and I have to be the one to tell them if I think their story sucks or it has potential. But unlike some studios, I'm willing to work with the individual if their story has potential. If it does not, then I have to be the one to tell them, hey, this sucks. And you get people, the sad part of it is, and I get it, Zach, you pour your heart and soul into your movies and everything, and then to hear somebody sit there say it sucks, it kind of hurts a little bit, doesn't it? A little bit, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Mono has negative things to say.
True, but
But I'm not gonna. I'm not. I mean, I'm not gonna take him that seriously when it comes to that,
so.
because he'll say that no matter what.
Oh yeah. So
What do I think is a better trilogy, Dark Knight trilogy or Captain America? That's a good question. I would maybe say the Captain America trilogy because the Dark Knight Rises, I think, was just okay. Like, and while I think all the Captain American films are
mm,
solid,
I guess I would have to say
talking.
I guess I would have to say honestly. I think I would have to say Captain America because Civil War. Honestly, see, I checked out of Marvel early, and Civil War
Yeah,
was kind of the last good Marvel movie for me personally. And even then,
yeah.
I thought, this is not as good as the others. I just felt like so. I'm gonna have to say Captain America, but
After
Dark Knight.
that, yeah, like after that, that's where Marvel started to become more of the same. You could say.
Right. Well, that's when Emperor Iger was on this train of, I'm going to do the, I'm going to make an assembly line movie. Like, which I love Henry Ford, but dude, assembly lines don't work for movies. You know, it's not like you can't run a movie studio like you run a making cars like you do with like what Henry Ford did. So,
Yeah, can do a James Bond type movie. Sky Black, that is the name that has stuck with me from a dream I had when I was a kid. Name of some. Hmm, that's interesting. What's your opinion on the movie Scream 6 for me? A good movie? I actually have not seen Scream 6. The only one I've seen was the fifth one.
hmm.
I thought it was okay, but eh.
I'm not the biggest fan of Scream
I'm not really
franchise.
that crazy about those movies.
Neither am I. And I think the problem is like
They're kind of overrated.
I'm kind of okay. I think I figured out the problem why I don't like Scream too much. See, I think if for me personally, I think what it is I'm obviously okay with horror comedy. I mean, Evil Dead, um, you know, all the other stuff too. I'm okay with, but I think that I am not a fan of the self-aware
Yeah.
movie. Um,
Yeah. Budgeting can be challenging. It's nice to make a profit, but sometimes you only need a break even. Even with that said, it's just production expensive. If a film sells, then that's where the profit is. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
No,
I see Andrew's other comment there too. Funny because I actually did campaign myself, but funny because I actually campaigned myself, but um, story for another day. And no, I have not seen Poor Things, and I refuse to see Poor Things.
mm. First Scream movie was great, but it didn't need sequels. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard that the second one was the only good of this, the only good one out of the sequels.
I don't.
Yeah, well, that's my problem with a lot of horror. There's too many. Yeah, it says me. There's too many Godzilla movies, but I don't complain
Well,
about that.
at least Godzilla though was
Scream 5 was okay, but overrated.
at least Godzilla though. Like you could sit there and rank them, and like a lot of them are still actually good movies. I mean, Zach, what would you say is the worst?
Right.
With the worst
I
Godzilla movie?
Godzilla movie.
I mean, gosh, the worst Godzilla movie. Well, if somebody was going to make a tier list, though,
Is
of
maybe Almost.
there you go, Zach. There's something for you.
I don't think I could rank
You
all
could
the Godzilla movies.
you could do the tier list of all the Godzilla movies, right? But Gamera is still better.
I don't know about that. I like Godzilla more, but I do like Gamera.
Mm-hmm. But he was the original turtle on a half shell.
I do agree with that. Yeah, Scream 5 was overrated. Last good Scream movie was Scream 4. It's good.
I mean,
Yeah, like I would like to do like a black and white like dinosaur flick.
that'd be cool.
The problem is coming up with a name for it though.
Mesozoic Park.
Oh, so there was going to be a Godzilla versus there was going to be a Godzilla versus Gamera film.
It was in talks,
I didn't
but
know
there
about
was. It was in talks, but there was some. It was basically a whole ordeal where they wanted Gamera to win, or Godzilla went.
Yeah.
Toho wanted Godzilla to win, but then Katakawa, which was Daiei at the time, but they were going bankrupt. They were going to be merging, and it was. I don't know. I don't know. I think Gamera might have an upper hand than people think. Because part of Gamera, he can absorb fire, which fire makes him stronger. I know, like, it's atomic breath and it's basically poison, but they never addressed that in the lore. So therefore, all forms of fire, as far as
That was weird.
all forms of fire, as we know, makes him stronger.
Magnolia Park, they're pump rock. I don't think I've listened to them. Didn't they announce a new Gamera movie? I don't know if they did.
Not that I've
But they
heard.
should reboot it.
Well, they did on Netflix. There's a Gamera.
In fact, they should just put Gamera in the MonsterVerse.
There's a rights issue, but yeah. Well, Gamera, they did. It's called Gamera Rebirth. It was on Netflix. It's actually. It's okay. It's okay. The problem is they kind of went on the Stranger Things train. I love Stranger Things, but oh my gosh, it takes place in the 80s, 80s, 80s. Aren't the 80s awesome?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I get it. The 80s were awesome, but does every movie have to take place in the 80s?
Yeah.
Like,
if someone wanted to say that the 80s was overrated, I could understand that to an extent.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Well,
wasn't alive in the 80s, but I'm sure
neither.
you know, I would have loved to experience it though, like just to see what it was like, see what the big deal about it was, you know.
We do need Ronald Reagan back, though. Hey, come on. Ronald Reagan was probably one of our best presidents. The only thing about him is he took a he signed it where we could have ARs, but I blame that on the Alzheimer's. Reagan wasn't
Yeah.
thinking that day. Um, it's Zach. I guess Zach died again. Zach, you might have to come back on your computer. Um, I know. Do you guys want to say a eulogy for Zach when he comes? So when he comes back, he can all sit there read his eulogy for all of you. Wait, hold on. I think he's back. Has Zach resurrected? Zach, you resurrected just like Jesus. I was
Yep.
just about to have the chat make a eulogy for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
Uh,
know. I'll have to start just streaming on my phone because my thing keeps crashing on me.
how old is your
But I
laptop?
will have to end the stream probably soon here.
How old is your laptop?
I've been using this one since 2018, actually.
Maybe your laptop's about to die. Oh,
No, it still works fine. I think it was just a connection problem.
oh. So Andrew left you a eulogy.
3 Days Grace, they were not a grunge band. I guess you could say they were part of the post grunge movement.
Eh,
But yeah, like I was saying, like I would have liked to experience the 80s, you know, just to
yeah.
see what it was like back then. Cause like I hear all this rant and rave about, oh, the 80s, the 80s. That was like the prime. It's like, well, I wasn't alive in the 80s, so
I mean, the 2000s. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's weird. Like the 2000s when I went to high school, because I graduated in 2011, were definitely. It was still a good time to live because.
yeah.
But I grew up in like this weird small town. It's like I'm not even kidding. Like, yeah, we liked Linkin Park and all the other popular bands of the 2000s, but we liked all the 80s bands too. So like I loved all the eight. Like it's like weird. I see these kids now, wearing you know a Def Leppard shirt, and then you ask them what's your favorite Def Leppard song, and they can't even name
You're like,
a Def. Yeah. Like the girl, the girl I'm pursuing, her best friend. I saw her because small town. I saw her today. She was wearing a Rolling Stones shirt, and I said, "What's your favorite Rolling Stones song?" And I have to at least give her credit. She actually answered the question and said, she said, paint it black." Like, okay, that's not that. I mean, she could have said, all the pretty horses or or something like that. But like at least she said one of the ones that is still a hit. But I feel like not a lot of people talk about that one. You know what I mean? Painted black.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, at least you're not wearing the T-shirt because it's hip and cool.
I mean, I'm not the biggest Rolling Stones fan, so
Yeah, but
yeah.
no, but no.
I've
Listen,
never gotten into.
well, at least what I'm saying though is I could at least respect her because hey, you are wearing you can name a song by them. You know what I'm saying? Because most girls couldn't even do that.
Right.
Like Zach, if you saw a girl like wearing I don't know a Demon Hunter shirt and you asked her what's your favorite song by Demon Hunter and they can't even name a song, you would be like, well, then why are you wearing the shirt, right?
Right. Well, I think most Demon Hunter fans, like I mean, most people who have a Demon Hunter shirt know who they are because they're not like Metallica where they're basically a shirt brand, you know.
Yeah, well, who knows? Maybe eventually they can get there, right?
Yep.
Um,
Well, Demon Hunter, they used to have. I don't know if it's just me, but I felt like they're not as popular as they used to be.
do you
I
think they
think
need
they've
to?
lost a lot of fans.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I think that's for a few reasons. I think number one, because they're a Christian band and Christian hate is rising and it's like risen over the years. And I think a lot of people just that's one of the reasons why people just drop them.
Hmm.
I think because they lightened up on their sound too. Like they're not as heavy
I
as
think
they used to be, you know.
I think Eric. I think Zach said he was going to end the stream here soon. So because we've been going for about 3 hours. So
Yeah, probably in the next like 10 minutes. Sorry about that. But yeah, I think those are just a couple factors to why Demon Hunter they're not as popular as they used to be. I think some
I
of it might be their fault, but
I did. Started listening to Red because of you. They are a little too on the screamo side for me, but I like some of their more softer songs. Is what I've heard so far. Now I can't because I'm a newer fan. I obviously can't name a song, but yet.
right.
But I'm liking their softer stuff because sometimes they get even Demon Hunter gets a little too borderline screamo for me, you know.
Yeah.
And
With like the harsh
I'm,
vocals, you mean? When you say screamo, you mean like the harsh vocals.
yeah, and that's what I mean. It
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
and
Zach is an epic filmmaker. His memory will live on in violent scenes in his series work. Hey, so be it.
um
But yeah, like Christian metal, I remember like back in the early 2010s, like that scene was very respected. But now it's trashed on just because, basically.
yeah, I don't know. I they're talking about Nirvana in the chat a little bit. I used to love Nirvana, like really like one of those hardcore Nirvana fans, but the problem is I got so tired of them. And then the more and more you just do research on Kurt Cobain, it's like, you know what? Like, and then you start listening to the songs. Those songs are just depressing.
Wait,
You know what I
which
mean?
ones?
Nirvana.
Oh yeah, I like one Nirvana song.
What's that one?
I like that song that's in the Batman, but that's about it.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's and
Something in the way, I think it's called.
yeah. Well, there and yes, to yes, Eric. There was going to be a Nirvana movie, but nobody wants to see that movie. Okay, and here's the reason why. That movie would be the most depressing movie ever made. It would be about a guy who got kicked out of high school, became a drug addict, had stomach pains because it's believed that he suffered from ulcers. So, and then a guy who wants to be a rock star, then when he becomes a rock star, he meets the biggest hole in rock and marries her, and then he gets murdered. That would be the movie. Zach, do you want to see that movie? It sounds like
No.
a very depressing. It sounds like a very depressing movie. And yes, Kurt Cobain was murdered. The gun.
Well, that's probably why they didn't do the movie.
Yeah, because Kurt Cobain. Okay, the shotgun shell was found at the opposite end that it would have ejected from. If he did
Right.
that, it would, because how is it? Okay, so they say he laid down and then pulled the trigger twice up against his head. And then it was found on the opposite end that it would have ejected from. Huh?
Yeah, that's kind of sus.
Yeah.
Wait,
I'm
you
not
got me
going
into
to.
both Demon Hunter and Red.
Hey, there's D-Man.
You got me into Demon Hunter and Red as well as other bands like Rush. That's cool, Kyle. Very cool. Are you too a fan of My Darkest Days? I like every single one of their songs, and that's rare for me. I've heard of them. I've never listened to their music, I don't think.
I don't know. I haven't listened to much of them, so.
Hey, what's going on, Dead Yellow? Hey, welcome back, D-Man. I'm actually gonna end the stream pretty shortly here. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I'll check out your channel still. For sure. You're going to see Seventh Day Slumber live. Yeah, I know you really like that band. I don't know anything about them, but I know that you like them though. With a new album Friday, Fractured Paradise, probably one of their heaviest albums. Cool.
Know it.
Good grunge band. Yeah, I don't mind some Nirvana.
Yeah. Alice in Chains was the best out of the
Yeah,
grunge
it's
band.
crazy because Nirvana, they only have like Alice in Chains, yeah, for sure. But it's crazy to think that Nirvana, like, they only have 3 albums and they are like so big, you know.
They're like
I mean, yeah, if Alice in Chains, were to stop after their 3rd album, I think they would be just as legendary. But not a lot of bands can get away with that, you know.
Yeah, well, in a weird way, if you kind of think about it, it's weird. Like, Nirvana's like the James Dean of rock. 3 albums made such an impact. James Dean only had 3 movies.
Yeah.
And were they really wanting Brad Pitt as Kurt Cobain? I can't see that at all. I mean, yeah, he looks like him, but he's too old.
I can a little bit, like.
Well, he's too old.
Well, now he is, yeah.
But like maybe, you know who? Okay, we're talking when I was in high school. You know who my choice to play Kurt Cobain was? Now everybody's going to laugh at this, but just think about it for a second. My choice was Drake Bell.
Huh.
Think about if he grew
That
his
would be
hair
interesting.
out. If he grew his hair out, kind of bleached his hair blonde, he can play guitar. He already, yeah. And Gus Van Sant already directed a movie sort of inspired by Kurt Cobain. It's not. I don't know. I mean, the problem is people want to see that movie, but they don't think about how depressing it would truly be. It would be one of the most depressing
Right.
movies ever. It would be definitely an Oscar. It would be definitely an Oscar movie, but like it would be one of those movies. Yeah, at the time, it's definitely an Oscar movie, but would it be an Oscar movie? You know, would people sit there and say, "Why did this win the Oscar? This didn't deserve to win." You know,
Right. Yeah.
so
Well, like there's like like going back to what I was saying before about like some bands, like I think Metallica, like if they were to stop after their third album, which after their third album is when Cliff died. So I think maybe Metallica would be big. I don't they probably wouldn't
maybe.
be as big as they are today with just 3 albums because you have to remember that was before the Black Album, which really launched them. So
Oh yeah, yeah. And I see that there is the thing in the chat where with Right on Target, some people enjoy depressing movies. Well, why? Why do you want to watch a movie to be depressed? That just doesn't sound fun to me.
yeah, I don't get that.
And yes, I do agree. Taylor Momsen would be a great Courtney Love. Lead singer of the Pretty Reckless.
Yeah.
That just
Reminds us of the whole human condition.
I don't know. I don't watch movies to be depressed. I want to be uplifted to escape reality. Not sit there and think about like life sucks.
The movie Chronicle was kind of depressing.
Yeah,
I mean, I would probably have a hard time watching that now because
yeah,
his mother, the character's mother, died of cancer.
right.
So and there's a lot of movies like that where it's like, that's gonna hit home for me more now.
Oh yeah. Well, and Jared Leto should be in no movies now.
Yeah,
I mean, that guy's a piece of shit and a creep.
he seems it.
Well, yeah, you heard what he did to Margot Robbie, right?
Wait, what do you do?
You know why he never came back? Why Margot Robbie never came back, right? Or Jared Leto never came back as the Joker, right?
Why is that? I didn't hear about this. So
Jared Leto, Margot Robbie has a restraining order against him, where he cannot even be. They cannot work together on set at all, at all.
well, what do you do? I'm out of the loop here, man. I have no idea.
And he sent her as a gift because remember the Joker psychotic, right? So method acting. He sent Margot Robbie used condoms.
Oh, what the heck?
And so Margot Robbie got a restraining order.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Like, like, what do I even say about that? Yeah, Chronicle was. Oh, okay. Here he is. Yeah, Chronicle was good.
and he has a cult.
Oh yeah, I'm sure of it. But yeah, I do agree. It is a shame we never got a sequel. I heard a couple of years ago that was going to happen, but I don't know whatever happened to it. I don't know if it's just not happening anymore. I mean, at this point, I kind of just gave up on a Chronicle sequel.
Well,
It's best to not expect it.
well, who knows? Time will tell. Maybe they'll make a Chronicle Legacy sequel in like 20 years, right?
Yeah. Well, they already had a plot for the movie. Apparently, it's supposed to take place like 10 years after the original. So I'm like, oh, so it's probably going to come out in 2022, but that never happened. So
And so like literally, so Jared Leto, he didn't work for a few years because he was in the desert, and like literally when he when he when 2020 hit, he was wondering why is everybody wearing masks, literally, because he was in the desert for that many years and didn't realize that, oh, there was a virus.
that's funny.
Yeah, so he literally has a cult.
Hmm. That's pretty weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blade Runner. I have to revisit those movies.
Which
I've tried to get through the second one. I I've attempted to watch the second one twice. I really need to sit down and watch those sometime.
which ending is he talking about? That's depressing because the Blade Runner has like 900 different versions.
Hmm. Yeah, you doubt Chronicle 2 will happen at this point. Yeah, like I said, it's best to just not expect it. If it happens, it happens. If not, oh well.
I do like noir, but it's noir though sometimes. So a lot of times ones that I like though, the bad guys, they get their comeuppance. And as far as Chinatown, never seen it, and I refuse to see it
Hmm.
because Roman Polanski.
Yeah. Well, I think I'll go ahead and end the stream here.
All right, well, see you guys later, and
What's the movie where everyone dies at the end? I think that's Chronicle. Well,
a lot of
um,
movies. Endgame.
yeah, yeah, pretty much. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining. Thanks, Junebug, for joining in.
Yes.
I don't know if Brian Delivers is watching, but thank you, Brian, for joining as well. If you happen to be watching. So yeah, you all have a good night.
See ya.